Scott. I'm with Skillo, and I'm going to talk to you about some stuff in regards to innovation and things. Before I do that, I got to do one thing. I got to introduce somebody. I got to tell you a quick story. So that guy right there, stand up, Brent. This is my partner at Skillo. His name is Brent Patterson. The guy is amazing. So as we go through our time together, if you have any questions, thoughts, just want to talk about the weather with either one of us, please come attack us. We love talking to people. All right, thank you. Thank you, Brent. All right, so check this out. So I have to tell you this. It's the funniest thing ever. So I'm at work. I get a phone call from my wife, and she's in a panic. She's like, oh, my God, you're not going to believe what happened. So here's what happens. So she's buzzing down Rochester Road, if you're familiar with the road. She's driving down the road. It's like a 50-mile-an-hour zone on that road. And she's driving down the road, and all of a sudden, a turkey throws itself at the car into the passenger or the driver's side window. It like smashes through the window. You know how like when a window on a car kind of spider webs and its little feet were like poking through the glass and it was like, Barr! It's making little turkey noises and stuff. It was insane. And she's sitting there and she's panicking and she's got books on the passenger seat. Meanwhile, while she reaches for the books, my 1.5-year-old's in the car seat in the back going crazy. Ah, there's a turkey! Only it's more like Turk. She can't say the whole word yet. So she grabs the book, hits the turkey, and hits it again. The rest of the window flies out. The turkey drops down. Ba-doom. She runs over and she keeps on going. Isn't that crazy? That has nothing to do with why I'm here. I just want to tell you that because it's really funny. I mean, when's the last time a turkey? I mean, think about what's got to happen for a turkey. Imagine if you wanted to do this. Imagine you wanted to precisely time your trajectory into a passing car going 50 miles an hour into its driver's side window. You know how hard that would be? Like, think about that. Like, you're like, all right, I see him coming. And you get to running, and you project yourself, and you actually hit your target. Amazing. Give it up for the turkey. Yeah. Got to give it up for the turkey. So, again, we're going to talk about innovation and go into some of that stuff, and it begins with a story about Chief Financial, actually. They brought me back to the basics. So I'm going to talk about Ashley and Cheryl a little bit right now. They didn't know I was going to do this. This is going to be great for them. So here's the deal. I go in and I talk to these fine ladies about Skillo and some of the things. And I'm doing my moves, I'm doing my demo, and they're like so impressed, their faces melting. I mean, skin hanging right off the bone. They're like, what? It's kind of like when you go to the dentist and you feel your face kind of go numb. That's what was going on with them. But then they flipped the script on me because I started complaining. And here's what I started complaining about. I started complaining about my banking scenario. I was having all kinds of trouble with the bank that I'm working with, and ironically still work with, which I'll get into in a minute, which is part of the problem. So I'm telling them about all my problems, and they start dropping game and knowledge on me about credit unions I had no idea about. I didn't know. I made assumptions. I didn't know that I could go to an ATM in like, I don't know, LA, take money out with my debit card, and get money out. I thought, oh, if you're with a credit union, you can only get like 12 ATMs, and it sucks. No, it's not true. And in addition to that, you know what? If you pay the fees, they put the money back in your checking account. I thought that was pretty cool. Then my face started to melt a little bit, just being honest. I was like, what? You're kidding me right now. So wait, let me walk back through this. You're telling me I incur like, I don't know, $30 worth of ATM fees all across the country when I'm traveling around or whatever, and at the end of the month, you're going to deposit the money back in my checking account? And the answer was yes. I said, okay, I like that. I couldn't believe it. I thought to be a part of a credit union, you had to like be a part of a special group. You know, like some credit unions are for like teachers or whatever. I thought, well, I'm not a part of any groups. I'm just a guy working. I don't know. I can't be a part of a credit union. Well, guess what? I was wrong. So I make all these assumptions about credit unions. And then I walk out of there and I'm enlightened. I walked out of there with a little package so I could switch my stuff from the bank that I'm not happy with, so I could become part of Chief Financial Union, credit union. And I'm sad to report that I'm not a part of them yet. And you know why? Because there's a problem out there. The problem brings me back to this innovation thing, which I'll tie to culture as well. But here's what it is. It's called the status quo. I like to talk about status quo, but status quo is the thing that stops everybody from doing everything. Even though I know and have all the facts in front of me, being a part of Chief Financial is better than where I'm at right now, I still haven't done it. Why? Because of the perceived discomfort of switching. Oh, I got a gym membership. I got to make sure I got to line that up. And I don't want to go through all that discomfort. So until the pain of discomfort of what your experience is now kind of outdoes the perceived pain of switching, you're going to stick with the status quo. In fact, you know, Brent and I are growing our business. We're happy to report that we've grown over 400% in the last 3 years in a row. But with that being said, we're out selling all the time. And what I've found is when we're selling, it's not about features and gadgets and checking boxes and all of that stuff. To get people to move forward, of course we've got to solve problems for them. But really at the end of the day, we run into the same situation. People go, wow, skill is amazing. This is so much better than what we have. This is so cool. But they don't move sometimes because of the status quo. The status quo, they just sit there. It's easier to do nothing and roll with what you have than it is to, from your perception, switch. It's crazy. It's a real thing, and I'm sticking to it. Matter of fact, status quo has got to go, but you got to roll with status go. So I want everyone to stand up, look at your neighbor to your left and right, shake their hand, look them in the eye and say, status go is the way to go. Go ahead. Status go is the way to go. That's right. Look them in the eye. Status go is the way to go. That's right. Status go is the way to go. That's right. We can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again and sit there reactively waiting for the pain to get so big that we finally make a change. That's play offense for a change, okay? So innovation is part of that. Here's a quote. I love this one. You might want to write it down. If you got a pencil, I'm going to drop that crepe fork and write this thing down. When the rate of change on the outside of your business or your life is greater than the rate of change on the inside of your business, the end is near. If you're already like, oh, you know what, we're being reactive here, you're probably too late already, okay? Things move faster today than they ever have in business, and you know what I'm talking about. This just is what it is. All right, here we go. Let's talk about pain. Okay, so see this BlackBerry right here? I used to have one of these BlackBerry machines back in the day, and I loved my BlackBerry. That was like, wow, I love this thing. It allows me to do my business remotely. I can do stuff. I love it. I'm clicking, I'm doing moves. I had it so long, I was really efficient at it. I mean, I could do stuff fast. And then people I have iPhone. Some other people, you got an iPhone, Muska. Why do you still have a BlackBerry? You need to get an iPhone. What are you doing with this BlackBerry stuff? Like, I'm comfortable with it. I'm fast. I'm good. I don't need an iPhone. But I found that I was missing out on stuff. And then I finally switched to the iPhone. I was madder than a wet hen for about 6 weeks, I'll be honest. Because I was like, how does this doggone thing work? What does this button do? And oh, I hit the wrong button. And I'm making my mistakes, which is natural in the beginning of change. But then when I figured it out, I was like, hey, this is a heck of a lot better than the doggone BlackBerry. I like this. This is way better. Had to get out of status quo and get into status go. Then I flipped over to this phone right here, which this is pretty cool. I just got this one not too long ago. I went through the same pains, but I didn't have the same perception about it. All right? So now, that slide's not even supposed to be there. Baby T probably threw that in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put innovation and connect it to status quo and some other things in a very tangible way. So this is going to get uncomfortable. You're going to have to move around a little bit. You're going to have to do stuff. So if you're one of those people like to just sit and be a sit and get kind of person, it's probably not going to be for you. That's all right. So what I need here is I need 2 volunteers. Who do I got? Boom. Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt. Give it up for Mr. Matt. And I need another one. Who else do I have? Come on. Okay, there we go. All right, Mr. Dennis. Come on up, Mr. Dennis. Mr. Matt, Mr. Dennis. Come on over here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to wheel this table out. Well, we're going to wheel this table out. Hold on. Here, grab that end. I'll grab this end. We're going to wheel this thing away from the wall. Oh, yeah. We're going to go right here. Perfect. Done. Pretend this stuff isn't even here. Just it's not even here. That's not part of the project. Okay, and this thing right here, we're going to move that. Now, here's what's going to happen. Now, what we have on the table here, and just in case you can't see, is we've got a pineapple for each one of these gentlemen. We've got an assortment of cutting devices, knives and such, some long, some short. We also have a spoon for scooping. And we also have, if they find the need, a rain poncho they can cover themselves in so they don't get juice on them. Because, you know, if you guys got to go back to work, I don't want you to get all juiced up. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to have these guys actually cut this pineapple up in like pumpkin carving contest fashion, okay? If you've ever carved a pumpkin before, you've seen contests around these things. But because pumpkins are not in season right now, we're going to pivot to the pineapple. And you can carve a pineapple. You can do it. You guys are going to figure out a way to do it. And we're going to see who has the best one. And the winner is going to get some cash. Cold, crispy cash in your patty. That's your hand, according to Baby T, just so you know. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you guys to get ready. Size up and get your strategy. Meanwhile, while you're getting ready for this, don't go yet until I say go, but get your strategy. Think it through, how you're going to cut it, what you're going to do to carve this thing like a pumpkin to be a champion, right? What we're going to do is you guys out here, you guys aren't going to just sit here and watch these guys fail. What you're going to do is you're going to do something else. All right, here's what you're going to do. So you see this right here? What is that game right there? Yes. Rock, paper, scissors. We've all played it. And if you haven't, you'll learn real fast. In fact, I want to show you guys how to play. I need, let's see here. Will you four please come up here? Thank you very much. Okay, so I want it so you two face each other. Let everyone see, and then you're going to go 1, 2, and then shoot. And you're going to be paper, rock, or scissors, whatever. All right? So 1, 2, shoot. Now okay, do it again. 1, 2, shoot. All right, now paper covers rock. See the graph if you don't know, okay? She wins. Now here's what happens. Because you won, right? Because she won, you are now a follower of her. You have to follow her wherever she goes, and not only do you follow her, you have to cheer like a wild fool. You need her to win. Because what's going to happen is now you're going to take him on. Go ahead, rock, paper, scissors, go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Boom. Paper. You win. Now you got to follow her. And now wherever she goes, she's going to, if she keeps winning, she's going to keep picking up followers. And at the end, we're going to have this wild movement in here. And at the very end, there's going to be like two groups, two people going head to head, and all the jokers on their team behind them, and all the people on this person's team is going to be behind them. And we're going to see what team is the winning team. Do you guys understand? Are you excited about this? Yes, you are. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. On the count of 3, you guys are going to stand up and start rock, paper, and scissoring against anybody you want near you. But when you start having winners and losers, when you lose, you got to follow your winner, the guy that beat you, wherever they go. And you just keep going. And here's one thing you just got to keep in mind. We're going to do it. And that is, the only thing that's hard about this is sometimes as the game moves forward, it's hard to find other people that have won and have not lost yet. So you got to help seek each other out like, hey, who hasn't lost yet? I'm over here by the flag. I haven't lost yet. Boom, all these 50 people come over here, and you guys are taking each other on. All right. At the same time, when I count to 3, you guys are going to start cutting, and you're going to make your pumpkin. All right? Okay. I see that you guys have elected to not roll the poncho play. That's the kind of guys I like. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is going to require you to get up and move, by the way, just so you know. All right? So 1, 2, 3, go. Let's go. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. There you go. Oh, nice work. Nice work. I like that. That's good. Yeah. Okay, very good. Not bad. There it is. There it is. Okay. Oh, okay. Scissors cut paper. Scissors cut paper. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Look, they're migrating. They're migrating. The groups are getting bigger already. The groups are getting bigger already. I love it. Oh! Oh! Scissors cuts the paper. Every time the scissor cuts the paper. Nice work. Be careful, be careful. Good job. You can use a scooper if you want. There you go. Good job. Woo-hoo. This group's getting big over here. It's getting big in here. I can't even believe it. Holy smokes. Oh! Oh, the paper play. Got him. Got him. Okay, I got it. I love it. I love it. Who's not been beat yet? Oh, there we go. Oh. Who hasn't been beat? You're a winner? Hey, we got a person that hasn't been beat yet. Who hasn't been beat yet? Right here. Okay, we got a couple people. If you haven't been beat yet, wave it high. We got to see. We got to see. Oh. Oh, we got two more. Oh, we got a winner. We got a winner here. Oh, here we go. We got a winner right here, too. Okay, come on up here. Oh! Hey! All right, time out, time out, time out. Time out. Who has not been beat yet? Todd, okay. Oh! Oh! Todd nailed it. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. Tom is the winner. Come on up here, Tom. Nice work, Tom. My man, Tom. I saw you on fire. I knew you were on fire, my man. Come on over here. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, my goodness. This is hilarious. Tom is a champion. Okay, we're going to count down on these pineapple guys now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's the best. You will now, from now on. 2, 1, boom. All right, everyone have a seat. We're going to talk about Tom in a good way. And we're going to look at these here pumpkin-esque pineapples. Nice work. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Good job, man.
That's great. I love it. I love it. Tom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, Tom, come up here. We're going to face the crowd. You gentlemen stay here. Don't go anywhere just yet. Tom, where do you hail from, sir?
Rochester Hills.
Rochester Hills. And what organization do you represent?
Sandler Training.
Sandler Training. Love Sandler Training. Give it up for Tom, who is the winner and represented you guys in the rock, paper, scissors. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Tom. Okay. These guys right here. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I'm already impressed because, first off, I've never carved a pineapple before. I was just doing this on a whim. Number two, I was really worried like one of these guys might stab themselves to death while they're doing this, to be honest with you. Someone's going to call me up, ask for money or something. And then lastly, you guys did a hell of a thing here. I mean, you really, really did. Like, those that you can see, I want you to hold that thing up. Look at that thing. That's pretty good. Now let's look at this one. Boom. That's all right. You're all right. All right, so I'm going to do like this. Which pumpkin do we like better? Do we like this pumpkin better? Crowd noise. You know how this works. Don't act like you don't know. All right, here's another one. Okay, you got it. My man wins right here. Here, hold on. A cash prize. Matt gets a cash prize. Has anyone ever seen the movie Trading Places? It's my favorite movie. Well, if it was open, I'd put it in there. This is for you, sir. Oh, here we go. Yeah, open that thing up. This is just like Trading Places. Boom. Give it up for him. I love it. I love it. Have a seat, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now you're thinking to yourself right now, Muska, why in the hang are we having guys carving fruit? What's the point of this? Matter of fact, I have a slide for that. Let me see. See the point, huh? You like that? Pretty slick, huh? I did that myself, right? The point of the thing is going back to innovation. Now, I want you to understand something. We just carved pineapples. But every October, a lot of us partake in the adventures of carving pumpkins. And typically, when we carve our pumpkins, here's what you do. You take your pumpkin, you carve the top off, you clean out the guts, you carve a face on it, and then you put a candle in there, and you light it on fire. Am I right? Right. But that is like the dumbest thing in the whole world. I'm going to tell you something better. now on, I want you to write this one down because in October I want you to do it and think of me. Carve your pumpkin from the bottom. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, the hole's bigger. Easier to get the junk out. Number two, you have a handle. The handle's not cut off. You can like carry the pumpkin around and do stuff with it, like it's a purse or like a briefcase or something like that. And the best part is when you make your fire, your candle, and you light the candle, you just take the pumpkin and set it on top. Huh? Huh? You like that, don't you? I know you like it. Don't act like you don't like it, because I know you like it. Well, my point in that is this. The reason you cut your pumpkins from the top is because someone said that's how you do it, and you never questioned it. Every single day in your life, every single day in your business, you're doing stuff just because someone said, let's do it this way, and you never question it. Never. You just think, well, this is just the way it's always been done. But cutting your pumpkin from the bottom is better. Innovation is about looking for the opportunities and finding a better way. But sometimes we get away from that because we're stuck in status quo. It's just easier to just do it this way. You know, I'm comfortable with it. It's easy. I don't want to switch from my bank to chief financial. You know what I mean? That takes too long to like change 3 or 4 account numbers. I don't want to drop my clunky, crappy old LMS that's bloated and over-bloated with features that I complain about every time and switch to Skillo. It's easier to stay with what I got, right? I don't want to get in the gym. It's just easier to not go. In fact, I want you to think about this. Think about the innovation opportunities that you're missing right now in your life and in your business just because, A, you're rocking the high beams play. What I refer to the high beams play is this. The high beams play is you're so busy concentrating and attacking the thing that's right in front of you that you can't see anything else. We're all on the hamster wheel, competing, trying to drive results in our business every single day. And it allows us to a fault to operate like high beams at night. You can only see as far as the high beams take you. You can't see what's off the side of the road. You can't see beyond what the lights offer. In fact, my wife and I argue all the time because of the way she drives. She's going to watch the film and get after me, but I already told her I was going to do this. So what she does is she doesn't look up and down the side. Like, for instance, we're driving down Telegraph. Now, if you've ever driven down Telegraph, you know if you time it right, you can sort of hit the lights for the most part. I actually play a game. When I go down Woodward or Telegraph, I try to play a game. Don't touch your brakes, Scott. I try to like time the gas, the flow, the throttle of the car. I see a red light up there, you know, a ways, and I see cars, and I know that cars are going to start stacking up. And then I know by the time I get there, that light will turn green, and it's going to take a certain amount of time for them cars to get to going, so that way I don't have to hit my brake. Now my wife, she's 60, keep it going. And I'm like, lady, honey, the doggone light's red, there's 15 cars, they're going to stack up, you're going to have to stop. Just let off the throttle a little bit, let this thing coast. But we do that all the time in our business. We do it, and we know that we do it. Here's the other thing. We do it because of fear of pain and experience, of things that we've experienced in the past. We let things go even though we know that it's a problem based off past experience. All right? So if you're this type of person, here's you. You're probably this person. You're the meeting after the meeting person. Everybody ever seen that person? The meeting after the meeting? People say things that you don't 100% agree with, you're not a fan with, but you didn't say anything in the meeting. You didn't have the courage to say, make your point. So then as soon as the meeting's over, you're wasting all kinds of time. You just had an expensive meeting. You just had 8 people sitting around in a room. 3 people did all the talking. You count up what those people make, and you look at the meeting, and you go, wow, we just had an expensive meeting. How about that? And then guess what? You have another meeting after the meeting. Hey, man, I can't believe this guy said. Can you believe Bob said that shit?
Never.
Oh, my gosh. You got to be kidding me. It's so dumb. What we should be doing is bop, 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 bop. Do it all the time. Everyone in here is guilty to some degree or another. Here's the other thing, the chief financial thing. I know better, but I won't switch because of the status quo. It's too painful to change. You know Skillo is better, but you won't change. You know going to the gym is better. So I have my doctor. My doctor's awesome. Here's what my doctor says to me. She's a little lady. She's about 80 pounds, but she's tougher than nails. I love her. So she rolls up on me like this. And she grabs a fistful of my shirt like this and pulls it close. And she said, listen, buddy, you need to get your head out of your hind end and get it together. Your cholesterol's 325. And I went, wow, that's pretty high. And so and she goes, and here's why I'm disappointed in you. It's because you know better. You played basketball in college. You understand you know what to eat. You know what not to eat. You know what to do and what not to do. But because it's just easier to not change, I didn't do it. But now I have a compelling reason why, so I had to change that stuff. But we do it all the time. Here's the thing about innovation and the status quo and why it's a culturally driven thing. Innovation is not a thing that you do. Innovation is a thing that you be, meaning it's tied to your culture. Because a lot of people are like, wow, we got to be more innovative. What? Oh, 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes left, just so you guys know. Thank you, Don. I appreciate that. But innovation is not a thing that you do. It's a thing that you be. So everybody stand up. Turn to the person to your left and right. Look them in the eye. Shake their hand and say, innovation is not a thing that you do. It is a thing that you be. Go ahead. Yeah. Innovation is not a thing that you do. It's a thing that you be. Yes. That's right. Okay. Let's get into some hows. Let's get into some hows. Let's squash the status quo and get into status go. And let's be comfortable being uncomfortable. I saw around the room. I've been watching you. I see what you're doing over there right now with this eye. It's not my bad eye, but I can still see. You guys are uncomfortable with certain things. Some of you are afraid to get up and say stuff and move and talk to people. You know, hey, shake your hand, do labor. Hey. You know, we're afraid of stuff. It's weird what we're afraid of, right? But you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's how you're going to move your company towards innovation, because that's a cultural thing. Remember, innovation isn't something that you do. It's something that you be. So keep calm and accept the challenge, meaning this, feedback. Feedback is a gift. We're all really good about what we think people need to know about. We're telling people stuff all the time, pointing out problems. Hell, we all got a certificate in that one. But what we don't do is we don't accept feedback with a hill of beans. We're crappy at it. We're terrible at it, especially of those in here that have substantial business cards. You're probably the worst at it most of the time, right? We're worried about that. Well, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've got my thing says VP or a C-suite title in front of it, and I don't want to listen to what you have to say because it makes me feel a certain type of way. Or I'm in a hurry, I ain't got time to listen to you. Weird, but be comfortable being uncomfortable. If someone's challenging you, take it. One of the best things you can do is play offense with your leader. One of the things I like to do back in the day when I was coming up through the private sector, my leader would come in and he had the one-on-one with you, right? And then at the end, they would always say something like, so, you know, what do you have for me? You know, can I do anything for you? They'd give you that little thing at the end, right? And I said, yeah. I said, here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and I'm really good at this. I'm going to give you my very best. In return, I expect you to teach me what I don't know that I don't know. And I feel like you're not making me better. I'm going to let you know about it. Is that fair? He's like, whoa. I've never had anybody say that to me before. And I said, cool. Let's do some moves. Play offense with your leader. And as the leader, accept the feedback, right? Let's do something different outside of our behavior. It's a cultural thing, right? The butter. Oh, I got to tell you about the butter. This is hilarious. Okay, so this is about being comfortable, being uncomfortable, and taking feedback. So my wife and I get in this fight, big old fight. I can't even remember what we're arguing about. And she got so mad at me, she grabbed the brick of this exact butter on the counter. We had just gotten home from the grocery store. And she grabs the brick of butter and she chucks it at me. Like the #1 Cy Young Award-winning pitcher in the MLB. Just boom, fires this thing, shot cannon right at me, 90 miles an hour. I duck. It hits the refrigerator, and the refrigerator has a handle on it, and the butter bent around the handle. And it slid down on the floor, plop. But here's the deal. We all get into these scenarios where, you know, it's a weird thing. You got to make a decision. As in, like, you ever been in a disagreement with somebody, and about halfway through, you realize, oh, shit, they're the one that's right. But you got a decision to make. Your decision is, I've come too far to go back now. Or do I concede and let them know with tangible examples that I get where you're coming from and you are right? Well, you know, what do we do? That's the whole butter play. Take the feedback, right? My wife's made me a better man. I'm like a mental midget, and I'm not the sharpest knife in the drum. I'll tell you that right now. But being challenged, whether it's by your spouse, by your coach, by your leader, or you as a leader being challenged by your people, will make you better. That will change your culture. That will lead to innovation. That, my friends, is a differentiator and a big change. Okay, you got to play offense. I talked about that. But when I'm talking about playing offense, I'm talking about doing things in a proactive form versus reactive form. A lot of times with that status quo thing we talk about, what we do is we wait for things to get so bad or so uncomfortable, then we move to some kind of change. No, 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 no. Let's play offense. Let's get out ahead of the curve. I did it on accident one time. My first college coaching job I ever had was 1996. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And Kennesaw State University had an assistant coaching job open. I went in there, and I had no appointment. And the lady run the desk says, "Hey, what are you here for?" And I said, "I want to talk to Coach Yarlett." She said, "Do you have an appointment with him?" I said, "No." "Oh, wait." I sat there all day till 5 o'clock till she kicked me out. Never saw the guy. Came back the next day. Sat there all day. 3 o'clock, he comes walking. "Hey, are you a young man waiting out here to see me?" I said, "Yep." "What do you want to talk to me about?" "Assistant coaching job." We go in the back. We talk about it. And he turns me down because he said, "Hey, you know, you really don't have the experience that we need. We're looking for more. So anything I can do to help you out, just let me know." I was mad. I went home, cried a little bit. I was upset. So I went back the next day and sat there again. And he comes out, and he has this bag, this mesh bag. If you've played athletics, you know what I'm talking about. It's got the dirty uniforms in it, full of sweat. Middle of summer in Georgia, it's hot. He takes the thing, and he swings it like this. And he just throws it at me. And it hits me. Almost broke this just now. Almost just broke this thing. Dudes, I'm sorry. It hits me, and sweat just goes straight through my shirt. I'm like, ugh. And he said, "Clean those up. Practice starts at 7 o'clock in the morning." That's what I'm talking about. Play offense with your leader. Play offense with your business. And the challenge is in your problem. That's a cultural thing. Why? Because it's a behavior thing. Remember, innovation isn't something that you do. Innovation is something that you be. All right? I have one slide after this one, guys, so no one panic. All right? We're going to be all right. Innovation is something that you be. So some of you right now might be thinking, I've had this happen before. People go, "All right, we're going to be innovative around here from now on. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit around and think about stuff. We're going to think about like things that we need to be doing different." So then people create these little special times of the day where people sit around and think about stuff. And really nothing gets done a lot of the times. They just sit around and talk about like the movie they saw or something like that. No real innovation comes from that. What you want to do to create innovation inside your organization or even in your personal life is change the culture. That's play offense. That's create a scenario of comfort for people to be open and communicate and challenge each other and take the feedback, and that's be grown about things consistently and be the example inside of our organizations. Because when you can shape your culture and you open up the communication and dialogue up, down, and sideways, that's when innovation will happen. Because innovation happens when you least like it to hit you. You don't sit around and think about stuff. What you do is you pay attention to stuff, and then when you're in the shower, you're like, "Oh, wait a minute." Or you're driving down the road, "Whoa, wait a minute." Or you're laying in bed, and you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute, get the pen out, write it down real quick." That's when innovation happens. But if you're not in an environment that speaks to that stuff, you can try to be as innovative as you want, but you won't be. It's about culture, it's about behavior, and how we treat each other. And to scale that inside your organization is very tough, but you can change that right now with your team. If you're a leader and you got 5 people, start with that. And then you guys can be an influence on the other team of 5 people. And pretty soon, you can start shaping stuff. That's how innovation comes to be, guys. So just kind of give you some bullets here, some takeaways, right? Number 1, get out of status quo. Get out of that and go to status go. Quit standing around waiting for things to get so bad before you change stuff. Go change stuff offensively. Be proactive, right? Take inventory of what you're seeing and ignoring right now. Remember we talked about the headlights in the night? Make a list of the stuff that you just hate right now and start there. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Play offense toward gain versus reactive to pain. We talked about that. That's not wait for things to get so bad and then try to change stuff. And last but not least, innovation is something that you do. It's not something that you do. It's something that you be, right? It's the culture. It's the environment. Start changing that with yourself, with your team, and ultimately your area of business, and hopefully ultimately your organization. That's how you get innovative, is creating the environment for it, not trying to just think up stuff. All right, so here's the deal. If you want to take the quiz associated with this thing, come over and see me or Brent and give us your email address. We'll shoot you a quiz. We'll even give you the PowerPoint. I know it's not a cool PowerPoint, like I'm totally terrible at it. But whatever, if you want the information, just let us know. We'll email it to you. We'll shoot you the quiz that goes along with this thing and challenge you on it. It's like 5 questions, nothing crazy, but just enough to like keep the main thing, and have things stick. So it's just not an event, but a little bit more of a process for you, right? Kind of lingers on beyond the time right now. I'm going to end right now because I'm over time. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you guys that got all juicy over there with pineapples. And again, we're over here hanging out, Brent and I. Thanks a lot. See you guys later.
That was pretty good timing, I gotta say.